Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
Doesn't talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Hey, all you crazy Real Nerds fans. You have tuned in to the greatest movie podcast of all time on all the internet for the ever after. I'm Ryan, and I'm joined by my buddy Brad.
What's up?
Every week, we see a new movie, and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, we saw Alien Romulus. Stay tuned where we'll recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the movie and talk about it. We'll also talk about the movie news that's happening this week and things we've watched throughout the week. We are a movie podcast all the time. Brad, last week you mentioned that you'll get the results of the voting for your 15th anniversary. Well, 15th. Is it anniversary? What would be the 15th?
It's 15th for me, but I think it was like actually the 20th 48 hour Denver 48. So I missed the first five.
Did you get word on the voting for your new film Doomsday?
I did. I was shut out again.
That is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I think it's the end for me. 2 years in a row. Do not like my shit. So might be time to hang it up.
Yeah, I'll see that when I believe it. So when you take a step back now, what do you think your high film in the 48-hour film project is? And
of my stuff?
Yeah.
I think our best, and obviously the one that did the best, was Catastrophe, way back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was the one we fired on all cylinders for.
But what one do you feel the most artistically accomplished in? I mean, just because it's the most popular doesn't necessarily mean it's the best one you've done. What do you think is the best one you've done?
Actually, it might be like it's probably a toss up between that one and Cardigan Sorrow. Yeah, like obviously the last couple of years, like the last 2 years, I've done it sort of by myself. So I don't know. They've kind of been like, oh, I'm just doing this to get it done rather than like doing it well.
Sure.
Yeah. Sulfur X was like, we put a lot of effort into like really going all out on that one, and it just like we like it, but it didn't go to the best of it all. I just landed with a thud. After all these, I'm kind of seeing like they really don't appreciate like the extra mile. Like all the ones we've done, like the extra criteria for have just not hit at all. So I'm probably gonna stop doing that if I ever do it again.
So which ones normally hit then? What seems to be the ones the audience like?
Like the audience really likes our old fun ones like Thunderbolt and Cardigan Sorrow, Catastrophe, If It Bleeds. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Do you think you're making them too niche now, or do you need to make them more broad? What's the end goal for you? Is it being accepted in the film community or being artistically satisfied when you're done?
I think there's like I've done it so much that like I'm just kind of like wallpaper. there's a comedian who just did this album called Wallpaper, and it's about like being a dad and like your place is just kind of like the background now, like everything's about everyone else.
Mm,
So I feel like I'm a kind of an afterthought. Like I've done so like everything I do is expected.
mm,
Like, oh, Brad's gonna do another one, and like, maybe we don't have to like include him because he doesn't care that much about winning. Like, so let's attract other people to the contest.
mm,
There's also the thing that maybe mine got disqualified because of the whole sharing footage thing, which we assert is totally a thing you can do. But I was told at the screening that like, I don't know if that's a thing you can do,
mm.
by the producer. So yeah, that might have been a thing. Actually, the other team I was working with, they actually did get Best Supporting Actress in their film. So, it's sort of a win for my team as well. Like obviously her performance is actually in their movie. So, but yeah, they don't get recognized a lot. And so I'm glad they finally got some recognition. Um, so sort of a win.
So, I mean, you mentioned last week that maybe you go to a different city. Do you think if you went to a different city, um, your fortune would change? I mean, obviously, if you go to a different city, you'd have to bring people with you.
And you have to have a
And
representative in that city to register for it. So there's
really,
always that. Yeah. Like the other team I've been working with, they do London ones, but they have like a person who lives in London who can, register there. So
hmm,
that's how they do that. I don't have like a lot of people elsewhere to do things. So like I'll be helping out on their team when they do theirs, but a good example is the 4 points one I've done 4 times and only one of them hit.
hmm,
So I don't think going somewhere else really is that much of a difference. I think it's really just about like focusing on just like getting like just focusing on the criteria I get and just making like a really high quality thing with that. And it's harder depending on what those things are. It's harder some years than others. So like writing, I think the last couple of years has really been an Achilles heel of like I just don't know what to do with this, and I've been swallowed up in like outside stuff that like really just kind of makes me unable to like 10 years ago when we were doing this, I felt like I had a lot of extra time to like be
hmm,
creative, and that's really not a thing these days.
huh?
So, and
I mean,
I also don't have like the traditional creative support system that I used to either. Like everyone's kind of gone off and is not doing movie things anymore. So, because we're all old.
yeah. Well, I would also say that you know, maybe try to find something that does push you artistically. That maybe the structure of the project is what's actually holding you back. So I would try to find stuff that you find really interesting and make a film out of that. Because if it's something you want to watch, then other people want to watch it too.
Yeah, this dilemma I'm finding right now is I kind of figured like I would have all this life experience at this point that would like make for like something I could build into like a cool movie or something. Because I want to have a feature film under my belt at some point. Like I've never done it. I've done other people's films. And most of them haven't seen the light of day either. Um, but yeah, I don't have like I sit around now and it's like I don't have like I haven't lived a life that has like a cool story to turn into a movie like these other auteurs do. So
Well, you know, but I would also argue that you have such a unique vision that you could take what you love and put your, I don't want to say demented spin on it, but your not uh expected spin on stuff, where I think you have a very quirky sense of humor. So I would look into something like that. It doesn't have to be true. Just, make it you.
yeah, but like even like most of my life has been like just doing this and going to movies. So I'm like, how do I make like a movie about a loner guy who goes to see movies like interesting and quirky? Like I don't know. Like yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what to do. I mean, I got the Save the Esquire film coming out eventually, so there's that.
Yeah.
I just need to get some other scenes finally shot, but
Or maybe
again,
you,
it's tough to
as
get
a
people to do it.
filmmaker, you could always ask just for scripts and see if something you read inspires you.
Yeah, I've thought about that. It'd be nice to like have someone else but like in this town, like most people who write scripts also want to like be the director and everything. And
Mm.
yeah, it's tough to find like a really interesting thing that is worth that amount of time and budget to it.
Gotcha. Well, I wasn't trying to bum you out. I was just curious.
No,
Um,
it's like I've been thinking about it a lot, you know. So
well, the good news is on this show, all we do is watch movies, and uh, but you'll think it's something, Brad. You're too creative not to.
yeah,
Um,
I got plenty of other things to work on for sure.
this week, Brad, we saw Alien Romulus. Do you recommend another trip to space?
You know what? I've been kind of like sour on the last three ones. Like they're okay, but like nothing special. This one is actually kind of good. Not great. Like it has all the tropes of just people doing dumb shit when they shouldn't have to. They're also in the future. They should be smarter. I don't know. And then there's some confusing parts where like how parts that connect to the lineage of the Alien movies. But overall, I think there's like some really cool shit in it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this film. There's some pretty heinous moments, but I wouldn't expect anything else from the director of Evil Dead remake. Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching it. My little boy really likes the character design of Alien or the Xenomorph, and
He
I
likes
showed him
penisy looking aliens.
totally. But I showed him Aliens because that one's not really scary. It's more of an action movie, and he liked it. And I told him I'd watch this one, screen it for him, and see if he can see it. And with the scene at the end, I'm not going to show him this film. Here's the trailer for Alien Romulus.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Then this is our only ticket out of here.
What's happening?
There's something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the
I don't know,
water?
there's just something in the fucking water. Fucking thing's hunting us.
Open the door, come on.
Run.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Alien Romulus starts off as a couple of young people trying to get off of this mining planet, and they think they find a way because there is a abandoned ship drifting through space and into their orbit. So they have an idea to go up there, get the hyper sleeping chambers, and go to a place that has actually sunshine and which they believe is nicer. And what they don't know is that on board that ship is specimens from the xenomorphs. And when they go on there, they unleash the face huggers that gets inside of one of them and unleashes an alien xenomorph that unleashes more of them. And yeah, then it's just finding a way to get off this ship. Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I it was a back to basics kind of approach. They definitely added the tension and the horror back to the films, but to this film. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the weathered worlds. Like the last ones have been kind of like shiny and clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't understand like so they're trapped on this mining colony, but they have a ship so they can. I get that they can like leave, but it takes like 9 years to get anywhere. But like yeah, it did feel like since they had a ship and they could just like go into the atmosphere like whenever they wanted, it didn't feel like that oppressive of a mining colony. Like like they could have hooked up with another ship passing through the system at some point and still escaped, this job that they have.
Yeah,
So
I
that
think the point of it is though you have to go into that hypersleep or you don't have enough supplies on the ship to last that long because
yeah.
the planet is so far from everywhere.
No, I get that. It just seems like anyone who doesn't want to work at that colony could escape pretty like you could hitch a ride on someone who does have another like sleep pod. Um yeah. Like they clearly have access to communications and what's floating above the mining colony and all that and access to a ship that they could probably this doesn't seem like their only resort to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then yeah, in the Remus and Romulus station, spoilers, how is Rook on it? Is it like another Rook?
Yeah. So, my guess is the synthetics, some
Have
of them look the same.
the duplicates, yeah.
Yeah. Um, because I think it's a different one is what I gathered.
I mean, it has to be like he blew up
Yeah, but
on
his name isn't,
Nostromo.
yeah, but his name isn't Rook in the first one, is it?
Ooh, I don't know.
Now my
I'll
brain's
find
not
out.
working.
I think it is.
I think it's not, but I'll double check. Um, but yeah, I mean, they did a really good, yeah, his name is Ash in the first one.
Oh, you're
The,
right.
uh, Ian Holm, I mean, they did a really good job with like rebuilding him, through CGI and puppets. I watched a behind the scenes thing where it's part animatronic, part CGI enhanced.
Yeah, it's like it was still a bit of an uncanny valley because it points like the two are blending together in weird ways. But
Mm-hmm.
I know some people are like put off by it, but I was like, well, it's a synthetic robot. It's not gonna like look perfect if it's all smashed up.
Yeah, and I
So
read an interview with the director, and he said that they got permission from all his surviving members, family members, to do it, not just the estate, but he asked his kids and things like that. So,
yeah.
which
Speaking
is
of synthetics, like the new one, what's his name?
Andy.
Andy. I thought was like a really interesting performance.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah. Like
Because he starts off, it seems like he has some form of autism, um, because he's damaged or however he was repaired, and how he got some of Rook's reprogrammed initiative from Wayland, and he became this cold, calculating dude. I was like, oh fuck, that's a great performance.
yeah, that actor like yeah, just incredible, like just nuanced, like really small detailed performance, like switching between all those different characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I was.
because there's like yeah, sort of autistic Andy, like he's a robot, so it's like it's just a programming thing. But yeah, then he's like basically Rook at one point, and then
Mhm.
he's like Andy and Rook at some points. So yeah,
Yeah, and the subtle things he did with, you're right, with his performance, where you could see he was struggling with the directives given to him by Rook, and he's still trying to be Andy, and yeah, just a really compelling performance.
yeah,
Uh, and the film shot really well. The gore is really cool in it. I like that the xenomorphs were back to dudes in monster suits for the most part.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That part where the zero G acid like tunnel, I guess, was like,
yeah,
oh, that's a cool idea. Like that they have to float
yeah.
through this thing.
Yeah, because there's also something too where you have a performer inside the suit. Because there's this one shot that I point to that when she held up the gun and the xenomorph stopped, just the way it behaved just looked cool because it didn't have the CGI fakeness to it. I don't know how else to say it. But just how they moved and how they breathed and stuff, I thought gave the film a lot more weight to it. And I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, what else?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like some of the dumb parts were like Bjorn, like he'd tease Andy, like just like really over the top, like
yeah,
that old trope of he's blaming one guy for like entire race of like other synthetics like killing his mom or whatever.
And I know the whole time you're supposed to say you do know they're different synthetics, right? Like, it's not the same one.
Yeah, and then like obviously later when he's trying to like save his girlfriend Navarro or something, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they just like do all the dumbest decisions.
Yeah, I mean the chest bursting scene was really cool, and super violent. And I mean that scene is pretty intense for my kid. But the one that got me, where I said, "Nah, I can't do," it, is when she gave birth to the egg.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's probably maybe when he's at home. I don't know if that's a good. Hey, let's go to the Alamo, buddy, and check this out."
Yeah, that was cool too. Is like it goes back to Prometheus by, yeah, like that type of alien is birth from that. Yeah,
and it looked cool when I know it's a trope of having an exploding bomb without having one, it crashing into the rings around the planet. But I thought it looked really cool. Like it had this ice kind of rock look to it. Yeah, it just looked cool.
Also, like the Prometheus alien kind of looked like a Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit when he gets run over by the steamroller. It's like a creepy look. Yeah. Yeah, the other dumb thing was like that one sequence where they have to like drop the temperature or raise the temperature in that one corridor and then walk through it with all the face huggers just like not sensing them. I was like, why do the humans have to go? Like Andy could just go by himself and open it. Like, why the humans have to go through? I'm not sure.
Well, I think Andy was tricking them because he actually wanted them to get
face hugged.
Fake hugs, yeah.
But like even then, like if I was, that just shows how dumb those two characters are. They've been like, yeah, we'll go to. Like they've been like, why can't you do it by yourself? Like why are you forcing us to go through? Not a convincing argument that we need to go. Yeah,
agreed.
So yeah, that sequence wasn't great. And I liked how there's that one insert shot of her sneakers to just like fan service back to, I guess there's some big deal about the sneakers that the characters have been wearing in all the movies. I was like, at first I was like, that's an interesting insert shot on those Reeboks. Then I looked it up and I was like, oh, apparently this is a thing in the Alien universe.
Yep. And then, Andy got the stay away from her bitch line.
Yeah, which was like, I don't know. Didn't feel like he should have had that, but
my theater cheered when it happened, so I guess it worked.
Yeah.
I'm not a big cheerer in movies,
Unless it's like Thor's hammer or something. Captain America wheeling. Yeah.
But did you cheer though? I don't remember ever cheering. I mean, I love that people get that invested in it. I might do a fist pump, but I don't know if I've ever audibly cheered. I don't know. I'll have to think about
definitely
it.
Not recently. I feel like I did during Endgame, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or Force Awakens, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a normal thing for me, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, people should see Alien Romulus. It's really fun.
Yeah, much better than expected. I mean, yeah, it was August, so it's like, oh, they're definitely dumping this thing.
Yeah, nope.
No, it's some cool shit in it, and yeah, it's a lot more practical.
Corinne actually sent us another Showtime, and I'm going to play it for you now.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I usually talk about things I've been watching lately, but this week I'm going to do something a little different. I think I sent in some stuff over the summer talking about The Acolyte. I don't know if it ever made it into the podcast episodes. I know this summer's been really crazy, including for me. So maybe I totally spaced on sending them. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, long story short, on The Acolyte, I watched it. I mostly had fun with it. I enjoyed watching it week to week and talking about it with people as it was coming out and theorizing and all that. You know, it made it like a fun water cooler moment again. I did have some problems with it. It took me a couple episodes to really get into it, and I still don't think it's perfect. Some of the acting's a little weird, and dialogue's not great in some episodes, and some of the sets, I don't know, something about like how it was filmed or how it was shot, it felt a little too like Star Trek Discovery sometimes. But I mean, I had fun. I liked some of the characters and the concepts that they were introduced, and I actually really liked the fact that this was set before the prequels. And I've never read any of like the High Republic comic books or novels or anything like that. So this was an era of Star Wars I was totally unfamiliar with. So it was kind of fun to learn about this, you know, like the Jedi, to kind of see them like way before the prequel. Well, not way before. I mean, to see them well before the prequels, and just kind of like, oh, this is like the Jedi like in their prime and all this kind of stuff. So it was neat, and I appreciate the fact that it wasn't another, you know, kind of Mandoverse project of, you know, it's like that same slab of time between Return of the Jedi and the New Order, whatever. Fuck, I don't know. My brain's fried. But I just wanted to talk about the fact that, at least on Twitter, it's being reported that The Acolyte has been canceled after one season. Regarding the show itself, there were some threads that I wanted to see picked up, and I wanted to get some closure for what was going on with, you know, what's going on with these characters, or what's going on with this plot line, and there's all these things now that are just kind of dangling, and it's like, I want some closure for that. You know, I would have waited a couple of years for it. That would have been fine, but no, apparently it's been canceled. But I just think that this is a problem with just a larger, it's just a larger problem. Star Wars, yeah, I think this is more like a problem with Disney and just other streaming giants and all this crap, right? Where you put out a product and it doesn't immediately get traction. Or even in the case of The Acolyte, I think this was like the second biggest Star Wars show in terms of like viewership, after, I want to say, Obi-Wan? Is Obi-Wan I can't remember which one's number one, but I know The Acolyte was number 2, and it's like, even with this like really strong viewership, it gets canceled. I just don't get it. It's like, what standards do we need to meet for you to give us, you know, what people want? You know, clearly people tuned in to watch it. So, I mean, yeah, what standard does it have to live up to for it to get a second season? And I don't know. It's just so bizarre sometimes of just, you know, these streaming giants will make these shows, and if it doesn't immediately get traction, it won't get renewed. And even if it does get traction, you know, and then they don't promote it, or they promote it, but it's not done very well. I know that there was another show on, I want to say it was Amazon Prime recently, called My Lady Jane. I did not watch it. I've just been talking to people online who have, and, you know, they were like, the show was not marketed very well, and it took several weeks for people to kind of discover it and figure out what it really was, because, you know, Amazon or whoever the production company was didn't market it and didn't market it properly. And so, yeah, and then of course, once people finally catch on to what it really is and have fun with it, that's when they're like, oh no, it's been canceled. And I don't know, again, didn't watch the show, so I don't know how it ended. Maybe, you know, it was kind of, maybe it gave some closure. I'm not sure, but it is very frustrating to get invested in these shows. And if it was like a one-off, you know, kind of a self-contained series, and I think that's kind of what they tried to do with like the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries. Like, that's the thing, is like, is it a miniseries? Is it self-contained? Is it just going to be these, you know, 4 or 6 or 8 or however many episodes? And it's like, this is it. We're not going to tell any more stories. This was self-contained. Or is it going to be like, I don't know, The Mandalorian or something, or Ahsoka, where it's very clear that they're trying to set up, They want to have multiple seasons. And for The Acolyte, it definitely felt like it was in the latter category. Because, yeah, we had all these plot threads and character arcs that weren't fully resolved. And it's like, I don't want to say too much because I know Ryan hasn't seen it or hadn't seen it yet last I talked to him. So I don't want to spoil anything, but there definitely is something that we could get resolution for, but apparently we're not now. So it just speaks to this larger trend that's troubling. It's like, oh, the show's not an immediate success, cancel it. Or, oh, the show is a success. Well, it costs too much to make, cancel it. It's just, we can't win as the consumer. We really cannot win. They'll just churn out more bullshit. And it's like, who's watching it? Who? I think about Apple. Apple makes all these, prestigious, great shows, doesn't market them. And Apple's like one of the least watched streaming platforms. So few, if anybody, knows about these shows. Even the people who watch Apple TV. And yeah, other than like Ted Lasso, like who knows what's on Apple TV? It might be the best show ever made, but nobody knows. I don't know. It's just streaming is frustrating. That's the truth. You can't win because I feel like other than like Abbott Elementary and Ghosts, there's not any like shows that are coming out right now that I'm so invested in that I'm like, oh, I gotta watch the new episode. I feel like it might get to the point where I would just wait until the show is completely over and then I check it out. Because I can't do this where it's like, oh, get invested in a show, then it gets canceled prematurely, or, oh, they didn't pick it up for a second season, or whatever it is. And I mean, I know that happened with network television too, so it's not like this is exactly a new thing. Believe me, I watched my fair share of shows that only had one season and that didn't get renewed for season 2, but there's something about the model with Disney and these other streaming platforms where it's like, you have the money. You can make a second season if you wanted. There's interest there. So either you need to plan this out from the beginning of how, do you want to make this a show that's going to have multiple seasons, or do you want to make this kind of a standalone, a one-off kind of self-contained story? Like, again, Obi-Wan, I think, was probably the closest to that. So yeah, Disney has enough money, they have enough interest, and they have a captive audience. They should know to figure this out ahead of time. So if they had come to the Acolyte writers and they'd said, you know what, we just want this to be a one-off, so this is all going to have to be self-contained, rather than, telling them, well, you make a first season and we might pick you up for season 2. It's like, again, this is the network television model. Why are you still doing that in the streaming era? You've got the money. Just make it. Anyway, sorry, I'm bitching. So, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next time I do one of these. I've been rewatching the Clone Wars. It's been fun. Nothing really new there. I haven't seen a lot of new things lately. I've just been busy with bullshit, so yeah, so hope you guys are doing well. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys next time with something, I hope. Bye.
Thanks, Corinne, for always contributing. Slow week in movie news, so I'm just going to skip over it and go right into what we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I'm sorry, Brad, you want to talk about Phil Donahue dying? That's my bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Dude, come on. I love that show. I watch it. I've seen every episode.
I was actually shocked that he's only like 82 or something. I think that's how old he is. He always looks old. He always looks, like, see how Steve Martin always looked old? It must be the gray hair. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got Steve Martin disease.
Yeah. What'd you watch this week, Brad?
Let's see. Actually, I guess, so I was on a work trip and, I managed to finally check out the Omaha Alamo Draft House.
Oh, nice.
I got to Omaha like in my travels like 5 minutes before their last showing of the evening. Like I've driven by before, and like inside that one they have like a rebuild of the Death Star inside it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so there's like the Emperor's throne chair, and if you press the button on the chair, there's a Death Star hanging over the lobby, and it has like the cannon. It shoots like a green laser into the ceiling.
Wow.
And it does the sound and everything. Yeah, so you sit in the Emperor's chair, hit the button, it like does, countdown to 5, 4, and like yeah, it does, it's cool. And the lobby is like the like where the TIE fighters park their TIE fighters.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, there's a ticket counter and then the like merch in the lobby and everything. So anyway, yeah, so I got to the last showing at that time on a weekday was Deadpool and Wolverine at like 7.
That's fun though.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll watch that for like the fourth time, just to be here. And yeah, and then on the way back, I was gonna go back and see something else there, but then I was like, I wonder if there's any drive-ins in Omaha. And I looked it up, and the Quasar Drive-In, which I'd seen in the documentary At the Drive-In, I think is the name of it, or Coming Attractions, Drive-In Stories. And yeah, I went there, and it was packed.
Really?
Granted, it was a Saturday, so of course, but like it's in the middle. It's like way out. It's like 15 minutes away from Omaha, and it's basically in like a bunch of cornfields.
No, not in Nebraska.
And they have one screen, and yeah, like the main projection house has like an arcade in it, and
Really?
they have like all
Sweet.
kinds of cool like Quasar Drive-In merch and stuff, and a pretty robust snack bar. And like the line for the snack bar was like out the building and like down the road. It was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they're showing a double feature of Twister and Twisters.
Oh,
So
that's
I was like,
fun.
yeah, cool. I'll check that out. I haven't seen the first Twister in a long time. But that's the only one I stayed for because I was like, I want to get back to my like hotel room and just like veg. And like, yeah, it was packed, and at intermission, like they have these lights on the actual screen itself that like blasted into the lot. So like everything was like lit up, which I haven't seen other theaters do. So like, you can get to the snack bar or whatever and not get like run over and shit. So yeah, it's a pretty good drive-in. And yeah, they have a lot of retro stuff throughout the year, more so than what we have. So yeah, definitely was a cool thing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's what I watched this week.
Yeah, I watched, my kid is playing this game that people have created on this game called Dreams, where it's a user created content. And this guy made a game called Slashers. And in it, they have the killer clowns from outer space. So we watched that, and he loved it because it's not scary at all. And it's just, silly. So he really liked that. I also watched Adam Sandler's new movie on Netflix that I forgot to see when it came out in March called Spaceman, which is an interesting film. In it, he plays a man on a solo mission in space, and he has to be on this International Space Station for an extended period of time. And while he's on there, he meets this spider alien thing that has the voice of Paul Dano. And he starts confessing into this, to the spider, that him and his wife are on the best terms. And back on Earth, you learn that his wife's going to leave him, and she's 6 or 7 months pregnant with his kid. And he looks depressed. So there's this constant back and forth with the wife and the space agency that you can't leave him now. It's definitely not a funny movie. It's kind of a somber one. It is interesting to see. I think Adam Sandler is an interesting actor, and that he decided to do this film, because there's no real funny moments in it. It's all about being isolated and what this isolation will do to you and the effect it has on your mental well-being. And not only isolated in space, but the decisions he made on Earth with his wife that made him feel more isolated. It's a really interesting movie. It's not one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies, but it's a film that as I'm watching that you appreciate because it's really well done. It's just kind of a bummer of a film. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, it's cool to see him kind of do stuff like that. And I mean, he has enough clout. And the only thing I will say it's cool that he does movies on Netflix is he kind of can do what he wants. And so it makes it pretty fun. In fact, I think he has a comedy stand-up coming out today, if I think about it. So yeah, so that's an interesting film. If you're looking for something interesting, it doesn't sound as crazy as the one you saw last week, Hundreds of Beavers. But if you're looking for just an interesting film to watch, I would recommend it. And the last thing I watched is it came out on Blu-ray, and I hadn't seen it in probably 20 something years. Is Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley. It's the last movie he made before he died. He made this one, and then Almost Heroes came out after he died. And the movie is really silly, but the silliness makes it fun. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie. And it's just, I don't know, he was such a gifted physical comedian that he's able to pull off this stuff and make it believable. And it has a young Chris Rock in it. It has Robin Shue, who was Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. So it's a fun movie. And you can see where if they just stuck to him just being out of his place in Beverly Hills, it would have been funnier. But they add a lot of slapstick stuff that doesn't make sense. And if they just would have stuck with the physicality of Farley and him just being himself, I think it would have gone over better. But it's still cool that it's on Blu-ray, and it actually has a commentary on it, and it looks great on Blu-ray.
Who put it out?
Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sony, I mean, the thing that's a bummer with those kind of smaller movies from Sony, because I have a couple of them, is they're kind of expensive. So because I think they manufacture them on demand. So I think it was $24.99, but they do a really good job on the remasters for it, because it looks like a film still, but it looks the colors are a lot more vibrant and stuff, but it doesn't look like they totally digitally scrubbed it, if that makes sense. It doesn't look like Predator looked, where they're all rubbery, from like 10, 12 years ago. So yeah, that's what I watched this week. Next week we're seeing Dee Dee, which is an interesting looking film that I'm kind of excited to see. It played a lot before the Alamo stuff because it's one of their recommends films.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing that. I mean, we really should probably do a film explosion because the next week sucks.
Yeah, but, we've really been dropping the ball on that thing.
Well, life gets in the way.
Yeah, it's been a busy, busy summer.
I know it's like I can't get caught up, and when I do get caught up, my uncle dies. So
yeah,
So until next week, we'll see you at the movie.
A real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all the guts. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @RealNerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!